Okay. So I want to make sure and confirm that the YouTube is live. Yeah, fantastic. I see you, Auntie Esther. Please turn on your camera. Turn on your camera so that our girls can see you and participate fully. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, welcome. So let me look at the comments coming in already. All right, let me look at the comments. Christina, today is Rising Star's birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Rising Star, did you hear that song? Let me tell you, it's special. I sang for you. You know, I would always shy away from singing, but I did it today and God helped me. Someone says the color of my hair is brown and I play the violin. So, you know, at this point, I'm going to officially hand over to Princess Joanne. She's going to take us all the way to some point and she'll invite me back and I'll be right here. Oh, there's another birthday girl here. Oh, okay, someone's wishing her birthday. Happy birthday, fantastic. So Princess Joan, where are you? I'm going to spotlight you along with our sign language interpreter. Yeah. The girls are happy to see you and you look amazing, by the way, Princess Joan.
Thank you, Princess Irene. It's a pleasure being here. I'm grateful.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for the honor.
Yes. So
hello,
you have the floor
Princess.
now. I'll mute the mic.
Okay. Hello, Princess. It's nice to have you all to this edition of the Easter Bootcamp. How many of you have been here before now? How many of you have attended this bootcamp? Let me see you. Oh, first time. Okay. Wow, that's good. So we have lots of newbies here, and I promise you, you're going to enjoy everything that we have for you today. Wow, Sarah, it's her first time. Princess Kanya is her first time. That's good. So my name is Princess Joanne. I want you to turn on your camera so that I can see your pretty faces. Oh, I'm seeing lots of charming Princess Esther. So what you will do for me, I need you to check your name and add Princess right in front. Princess. Esther, I want you to write Princess right in front of your name. Feyikemi, Princess. Feyikemi, Rising Star, Princess. Oh, Ijoma, that's good. Your first time here. It's good to have you. I need you to write Princess right in front of your name. Thank you. Okay, Rayma, Princess Rayma, it's also her first time. That's good. It's good to have you all to the 6th edition of the Body Smart Girls April Bootcamp Day 1. We are happy to be your host, and we are here to show you some interesting things that you need to know. Yeah, can I have my slides? So let's check ourselves in the class. Let's be sure this is Princess ages 12 to 14. Look around. Let's be sure this is Princess 12 to 14. If there is nobody here with that age, let's look around and kick them out of our class. Can we do that, everybody? Are we sure we are all ages 12 to 14? Good. Good. You're welcome. So we'll go to our video. We'll start with a short video for us.
Beginning. Can you hear the sound?
Nothing.
Yes.
All right.
No earth, no stars, no animals, no light. There was only God. God then decided to create a beautiful world to display his goodness and splendor. He just spoke the words, and it came to be. Vast craggy mountains, soaring beautiful trees, crystal lakes, winding rivers, animals of every variety. He placed a massive sun in the sky, warming the earth during the day, and a moon to lighten the night. It was a breathtakingly beautiful creation. But God was getting ready for his greatest act.
That's God, the creation of man. The first man with the animals.
Hold on.
But something was...
Please, can you hear the audio?
Yeah, I think he's back. We couldn't hear at the time.
Okay, so I'm going to start all over again. I've shared the sound now. So I'm going to go. I'm so sorry, girls, for this. Thank you.
No, we were hearing initially before it ceased.
In the beginning, there was absolutely nothing to see.
Yes, we can.
No earth, no stars, no animals, no light. There was only God. God then decided to create a beautiful world to display his goodness and splendor. He just spoke the words, and it came to be. Vast craggy mountains, soaring beautiful trees, crystal lakes and winding rivers, animals of every variety. He placed a massive sun in the sky, warming the earth during the day, and a moon to lighten the night. It was a breathtakingly beautiful creation. But God was getting ready for his greatest act yet, making man. He planned to make man special, not like the animals, but more in the image of God himself. So he took a bit of clay from the earth and formed man and breathed life into him. There was man, created in the image of God, and God called him Adam. God made Adam like himself, with a mind, with creativity, with wonder, with emotions, and he made him to be happy. Adam learned about all the animals. He played with them and gave them each names. But something was missing from Adam's life. You would think he had it all, but he was missing a human friend, a wife. God made a woman too. He put Adam to sleep, carefully took one of Adam's ribs, and formed a woman. Now there were two. They were made for each other, to love each other, to keep each other company, and to enjoy this beautiful world and worship God. Life in the garden was beautiful and blissful. It was, quite truly, paradise. Adam and Eve had no worries. God had created them. He took care of them. The animals were peaceful and kind. Adam and Eve had all the food they wanted. They saw beauty wherever they turned. They only had one rule to obey. Don't eat from the tree that stood in the middle of the Garden of Eden. That was God's only request. On the sixth day of creation, God looked at everything he had made and said it was good. On the seventh day of creation, God rested from all his work. Creation was beautiful, and man was in perfect harmony with God.
All right, all right, all right.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the video. My princesses, so can you tell me what you have learned? What did you observe from this video? Yes, can I see your hands? Who is ready to go? Yes, Princess Divine, can she be on mute? Princess Divine Afolabi.
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I think guess the word of the day is creation, or created in his image.
Good. We're created in his image. That's very good. Yes, another princess. Princess Angela. What did you learn? What did you observe from the video, from what we just watched? Can she be on mute? Princess Angela, can you hear me? Okay, coach, can she be on? Oh, you are on mute now. Go ahead.
I learned how God created Adam and all the animals and creation.
That's fantastic. How God created Adam and Eve. And can you guess the word of the day? What is fantastic about what we just watched?
I learned that God is a supreme being. And God is the one that made Adam and Eve.
Beautiful. God is the one that made Adam and Eve. And do you know that there is also somebody that God also made? Do you know you are amongst those people that God made, among the 7.5 billion people here on earth?
Yes.
Do you know one of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yes.
And that shows how you are, that God has made you in his own image, and that means you are important. That's who you are. You are important. You are important. So that takes us to our lessons for today. Who is excited?
Me.
Good. Today we are looking at beautiful. We are looking at how special you are. Our first lesson is I am special.
I'm excited.
Oh, that's good to know. Good. That's beautiful. I love the fact that our princesses are all excited. That's good. So let's go. So we see how God, from the creation, we can see how special God made us. God made me special. God made you special, and there is none like you. You are special because God took his time to make you special. There is no special being that God created. And that one special being that God created is you, my princesses. You are the special being that God took his time to create. And you could see that God is very creative. God is what? God is very creative. Let's go. He's very creative. And that means that he has input all these beautiful things, beautiful talents in you. And there's something very interesting that happened. When God finished the creation, he smiled at what he had done. He was very satisfied because he was very okay with what he did. Everything was beautiful, including you, my princesses. And what you should know also is that you are very special to God and the people that love you. You're talking about your mommy, your daddy, your aunts, your uncles, teachers, acquaintances, friends. One thing you should know is that you are special to God and to all the people that love you. And you are not always designed to be like other people. You are unique. You are just designed to be who God wants you to be. And lastly, God made you really, really special. Always remember that. That is all we want you to know today, how special you are, that God made you to be. And there are things that God has already put inside of you to make you stand out from other creations. Beautiful things that God has put into you. Number one is your intellect, the ability to make choices, your temperament, your talent, and your beauty. What did I say? Can you read with me? Your intellect, the ability to make choices, your temperament, your talent, your beauty. These are things that God has put into you. And can you tell me who this special person is that has all these things? Who is this special person that has all these things? Let me see you chatting in the chat room. Who is this special? Yes, Princess Kanya said me. That's Princess Kanya. She's got intellect. She has the ability to make choices. She has a temperament. She has talent, and she has beauty. That's the princesses. That is you. God has given you all these beautiful things embedded in you when he created you. So that means that you don't need what? Anybody to tell you otherwise. And what does your intellect means? What does intellect means? Your intellect means your mind. Your intellect really helps you to observe. It helps you to reflect. It helps you to know who you become. It helps you to come up with ideas. It helps you to come up with solutions. It helps you to know that you are capable of creating things. It helps you to think big. It helps you not to be limited. It helps you to make a whole big difference wherever you go to. That is how powerful your intellect is. And that is your mind. That is how God has created you to be. Another thing God has given to you is the power of choices. That is the gift. God gave you a choice. And what is the choice? That means you have the ability to say no to things that you do not like and things you are not comfortable with. I hope you agree with me on this, that you have the power to say no to things that you do not like and to things that you are not comfortable with. You have the ability to be able to resist anything that is negative, that is not pleasing, anything that you know will not make you to do well or to please people. You know, people who do things that people want them to do are people pleasers. And that is not what God wants for us. God does not like that, because he has given us the gift and the ability to be able to say no. That is the gift of choices. Can you tell me if you are in this category? I just want to see your charts. Are you in the category? Are you able to say no? Do you have the ability to say no to things? Are you a people pleaser? Anytime you find yourself in that category that you don't want to have problem, because of that you want to be friends with somebody, you always watch it, because we don't want to lose our friends. That is why some people just go doing things that they ought ordinarily not to do. And God doesn't like that about us. And oh yes, it is okay to sometimes let people have something you also want, but you have to be sure that they are not taking advantage of you. Okay, we are not allowing people have something just because we want something else from them. Okay, just because you want somebody to be your friend, that doesn't mean you have to give in to whatever they say. Let's go. We are also not allowing them because we feel that we have done something wrong by not giving them. You get? Because we are afraid that they may hurt us if we don't do otherwise. Don't succumb to such. Or sometimes you say it's okay for people to have their way because we're afraid that they won't be our friends anymore. As a princess of this boot camp, You don't have to be a people pleaser. You don't have to be a people pleaser. Whatever it is, remember, God has made you special, and that is how he wants you to be. That is who you are. You are special, you are beautiful, you are a queen, you are a princess. So you don't give in before you do other things. And there are some other people use their choices, but not very well. Some other people use their choices, but not very well. Yes, I like Princess Iniolua. She said she would change and be better. So you start making such decisions as we go on. You have to make the choice. That's the power that you have. You know, some other people use their choices, but not very well. How? Some people do not think well before making a choice. So they end up making poor choices. You don't have to be in that category. Now, since you have the power of choice, what do? You must think well before you make choices. You must do what? Think well before you make choices. And why do you have to think well? Because you have intellect, you have the capacity to make choices, you have beauty, you have temperament. So you have all these things embedded in you. Then you must think well before you make choices. Some people make choices that can cause harm to themselves and others. So they end up making bad choices. But we must exercise our ability. Let's go with the slides. We must exercise our ability to choose, but we must always ensure that the choices we make tend to our safety, our well-being, and the safety and well-being of others. Our safety, our well-being, and the safety and well-being of others. So you must consider your safety when you are making choices. You must consider your well-being when you are making choices. You must consider the safety of and the well-being of those around you when you are making choices, so you don't end up making the wrong choices. Another thing we talked about earlier that God has put in you is your temperament. Now, what is your temperament? This is the first time how you relate and you react to the world. Your temperament is your behavior. It is what God uses to help you to be able to observe the way you would interact with the world. So you must know that your temperament helps you in providing solutions. Your temperament helps you in solving problems, and your temperament helps you in being creative. So you must develop who you are becoming, your temperament, and all that it takes so that you will be able to relate well to the world and respond accordingly to what the world has to offer. And we have your talent. Now, your talent is your experience that the world has given to you through your temperament. And the chances are that you will have these things that they will really get at you. But then you will also notice that you have things that are really great, the things that you are really great at. And when we started the class, remember, Coach Irene was able to ask us what we like to do. And some said they could sing, some could play the piano, some could dance, and some could do sports. There were lots of things that you princesses gave us that you could do. You know, these are talents that you already have. And some of you can also do what? You can be of assistance to people around you. You can see yourself that you are talented and people will be glad to have you. These are things that God has put and embedded in you. So can you tell me which other one that you have that you can do? Can you tell me? Can you write how I am beautiful in the comment section as we go on? I want everybody to write I am beautiful in the comment section as we take our other slide. I am beautiful. Yes, Princess Victoria, I am beautiful. I am beautiful. Yes. So what? God has made you beautiful. Okay. God has done what? God has made you beautiful. Your beauty. When you look carefully, you will find that you are beautiful and you are carefully crafted. God, remember what we watched in the video. God took his time. He took a whole day to create man. He took his time. So you must know that you are beautiful. You are a combination of intellect. You are a combination of capacity to make choices. You have combined temperament, talent. All these things are what you are carrying in your beautiful body. So God made you beautiful, my princess. I want more of it in the comment section. I want everybody to know how beautiful you are because you are intelligent. You remember your intellect, remember your capacity to make choices, remember your temperament, your talent. These are all embedded. That is what you are carrying. That is what makes you to be how beautiful that you are. And this is what God has done for you. Now I want all of you to look around. Are there people that you have laughed at? Are there people that you have made fun of, that you feel that, oh, this person is not as beautiful as I am, and you feel, no, I can't be a friend to this person? Have you found yourself in such situation? I want you to remember that God made you special. Everybody is beautiful. God also made them special. Those people around you that you feel that, oh, no, this one, no, I don't have anything to do with her. No, just look around you. Just have a rethink and you will agree with me. What do you think with all we have said? I'm sure you will agree with me that they are also beautiful. Thank you, Princess Stephanie. Yes, they are also beautiful. Yes, Princess Trina, I am wonderful and beautifully made. Thank you. So everybody that God created is beautiful. Let's go with the next slide. Thank you. So you try as much as possible to know that everybody is beautiful. Now there are different ways to be beautiful. There are different ways to be beautiful. There is a chubby beautiful. There is a slim beautiful. We have the long hair beautiful. We have the short hair beautiful. We have the tall beautiful. We have the not so tall beautiful. There is the black beautiful and there is a fair beautiful. So let's go. Can you tell me? Hit it in the comment section. Let me see which of the beautiful you are. Oh, I'm saying the tall black beauty. Oh, Princess Chioma, that's good to know. So I am black beautiful. That's Princess Stephanie. She's the black beautiful. So who else? Let me see it in the comment section. Oh, Princess Treasure said she is black tall. Wow, that's good. Okay, Tiffany, thank you. She will try to be friends with everyone. Oh, Princess Sally said she's short and beautiful. That's beautiful. Yes, Princess Sarah is tall, chubby, dark, beautiful. Wow, that's fantastic. That's a good one. I love this. I love this. So you put it in the comment section that I choose to make every girl feel beautiful. You've choose. Don't look down on any girl because God has made everybody special. So I want you to put it in the comment section now that I choose to make every girl feel beautiful. Write it down. I choose to make every girl feel beautiful. So as much as possible, as much as it depends on you, you won't look down on any creature of God. God has made everyone beautiful. So you choose to make every girl feel beautiful. You will not laugh at anybody. You will not make them to feel less beautiful or make them less important, but rather you will give them all it takes to be whom they are to be because they are special. And there is no one way to be beautiful. I love it. Yes, I choose to make all girls beautiful. Thank you, Princess Karen. Thank you, Princess Abby. Thank you. I choose to make every girl beautiful. Thank you. We are not so tall. Thank you, Princess Fortune. Thank you. Thank you. I want to invite Princess Irene now to take us on the next session. Let's go as we welcome Mom. That's an honor welcoming Princess Irene.
Princess John, you did amazing.
Oh,
Princess John, a round of applause. This is awesome. Thank you so much. The energy was just everything. Thank you so very much. All right. So remember, girls, one of the things Princess Joan has said to us repeatedly is that we must make all the girls around us feel beautiful. Girls, you're really powerful. So we're going to start out doing an activity called Discovering Me. So everyone, we're going to do this within the next 5 to 7 minutes. Pick your workbooks and open it all the way to page 6, all right? All right, so all these things on page 6 are really important. I hope you had done some of them before the class. So open to page 6 and write down the first thing that comes to your mind, all right? The things that you enjoy, the things that make you sad, the things that anger you, the subjects you enjoy the most, the topics you enjoy the most at school, some of the things you have in common with your friends, and some of the things that makes you different from your friends. Just write the very first things that comes to your head, all right? Don't second guess yourself, all right? This is like the private material. But the real place I want to leave today on this activity is on page 7, all right? I don't have the textbook yet. I'll have it tomorrow. Fantastic. So you know what? I'm going to try to share the workbook. Simple. I'm going to share the workbook now so that everyone can see what's on the workbook, all right? Especially for our princesses joining from viewing centers. So let me go and dig up the workbook wherever it is on my laptop. I'm going to open it now so that we can all see the workbook so that we can answer the questions together for the benefit of those who don't have the workbooks, all right? So girls, we sent out workbooks your parents are supposed to print and everything. So your parents, aunties, uncles, guardians are supposed to print it for you. So because some people just joined today, I'm going to just go straight to the workbook and share it. So I'm sharing it now. So I'm going to go to page 6. Let me go all the way to page 6. So this is where the Discovering Me activity is. If you look very carefully at the screen, you will see what I was just talking about. So write the first thing that comes to mind, things that you enjoy, things that make you sad, things that anger you, what subjects you enjoy the most, what topics you enjoy the most at school, what are some things you have in common with friends, what are things that make you different from your friends. All of these are just to help you discover some unique things about you, especially because Princess Joan has just finished talking to you about talent, temperament, choice, you're beautiful, and so on and so forth. 5 things. I don't know what I'm missing out. But these questions help you really think. But this is what I want to focus on, this particular activity. So you're designed the way you are for a reason. Your temperament is what it is for a reason. Your talent and interest is what it is for a reason. You look the way you do for a reason. You know, you have power to make choices. I think that's the foundation. God gave you choice. And so God may have given you talent, given you temperament, given you, you know, really incredible things so that you can help make the world a better place, but you can choose not to use them. So today I want to share with you some of the problems that exist in the world today that affect many girls. And I want you to tell me which ones you think that with the kind of talent you have, the kind of temperament you have, you can do something about it. All right, let me see. So the very first thing here, let me take it again. You're not the way you are for a joke. It's not a coincidence that you like something that your siblings don't like. It's not a coincidence. Coincidence means by luck. It's not by luck that you can draw the way you draw. It's not by luck you sing the way you sing. It's not by luck that you think about things the way you do. God designed you like that for a reason. There's something the Bible says in the book of Matthew chapter 5, I think, where it says that you're salt of the earth and you're light of the world. So God wants you to be the girl that you don't always think about only yourself. That's why we had to tell you, look, girls around you need to feel beautiful. Don't be a part of people that shame girls, that make girls think that they're not good enough and all of that. Always be part of the light. But I want to show you some practical places that may look like really big problems, but I know that God designed you to contribute in solving these problems. So let's see the first one. We see the first thing here is that there is economic inequality in the world today. For example, in Nigeria, up to 70% of Nigerians live on less than $2 a day. I don't think that statistics is correct. We'll make a correction, but a whole lot of Nigerians, maybe 60%, live on less than $2 a day. And here, let me tell you what it means. It means that they're living in poverty. They may struggle to send their children to school. They may not have enough food to eat. So the thing is, all the people that have these problems live around you. They live near you. They come to your church. They come to your community. They live in your neighborhood. The question is, what can you, as a girl, born with all the talent, the intellect that you have. What can you do to make a difference? Because that's what it means to be salt and light. You're not in this world for the sake of it. You're in this world to make a big difference. You are important. Of 7.5 billion people on earth, you're important. The world will not be the same without you. So that's problem number one. Problem number two, in Nigeria today, up to 20 million Nigerian children are out of school. Not 20,000, 20 million Nigerian children. 20 million people being out of school is like having 3 times the size of Singapore not going to school. So if there was poverty today, think about poverty in 10, 15 years' time when 20 million people are unable to go to school. So what can you, that little girl, do about it? What can you do to help get 20 million girls back to school? I'm sure you've heard about a lady called Malala Yousafzai that at the risk of her own life, she fought to make sure girls went back to school. That's what it means to be salt and light. Then number 3, due to high level of poverty in the country, a lot of children are dying as a result of malnutrition, diseases, and the likes, because their parents cannot provide health care for them. So Princess on the call today, what can you do to help those girls? 75% of Nigerian children aged 14 and below are unable to read. Princess, what can you do about it? 1 in 3 Nigerian women is a victim of domestic violence. This means that 1 in every 3 women you meet has been beaten by a man she was dating or her husband. What are you going to do about it, Princess? Number 6, Nigeria continues to struggle with tribalism and religious intolerance, leading to violence and loss of lives. What are you, Princess, going to do about it? Many young people today are addicted to pornography. Princess, what are you going to do about it? Many of you may know someone who is dealing with addictions to pornography, or you yourself may be dealing with it. And you may be dealing with it in a way that your parents do not know. So what are you going to do to save you so that you can save other girls? And then finally, 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 10 boys experience sexual violence before they are 18 in Nigeria. What is the Princess on this call going to do about it? So the Body Smart Girl Bootcamp is designed to empower girls against sexual violence, molestation, and abuse, equip girls to overcome different addictions like pornography, but also to raise girls to become solutions wherever they find themselves. All right. So what's it going to be for you, Princess? What's it going to be? All right. So let me look at the comment. Yes, we're to do page 7. And the way you're to do page 7, you're to tick it. All right. All right. You get the idea? You're to tick it. So videos about, videos about sexual immorality, very correct. That's what pornography is. I'll tell others to stop, all right? All right. Are we to do page 7? Yes, we are. So let me go all the way to the comments. I'm missing something. I want to come gradually. So girls, tick all the problems you think you can do something about. Think about your talent. Let me give you a typical example. 20 million girls are out of school. 20 million children are out of school, and you love to draw. Can you do artwork, sell it, and sponsor some kids to go back to school? Think about it. Some of you love to act. Can you form a group of friends in school and you start to do drama and put it up on YouTube to make sure that, to put pressure on government to make sure that all girls go to school? Girls, there's different things you can do. As a Christian, you're light of the world, all right? Somebody shared a picture, all right? What is that? Somebody shared a picture. Please don't share any document. Don't share any document on the call. Please don't share any document with anyone, all right? Please, let's be careful, all right? So I don't know what is being shared. Please don't share any document, please. Thank you. Don't share any document. Please don't share any document, yeah? And if you're sharing, you should tell us the title of the document. Fantastic. So somebody said, I would invest in a program to transform ex-porn watchers into Christian artists. Fantastic. So I'm saying that I have to close the comment section for now. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. So there's so many people around us struggling with all kinds of issues. So which one do we think we can do something about? I'm going to open up the comment section now. I've stopped the comments. I want to open up the mic for people to, get up and tell us what they think they can do, what they think they can do to help, that kind of thing. So who wants to go first? Who wants to go first? What you think you can do to help? What can you do to help? Fantastic. So whose hands up? Nobody's, okay, I see 5 people's hands up. So I'm going to take 3 people so that we can move on to the next part of the session. I see you, Princess Peace, Bazwaye. I see you. Where are the people raising? Rising Star, all right, birthday girl, tell us. What one problem that you think you can contribute to solving?
I think I can contribute to the problem of the people watching pornography.
All right. How do you think you can contribute?
Well, we go to churches, schools, and organizations like that, then talk to them about it and the effects, because some of them might not know the effects
that it has on them.
Yes.
Fantastic. So for the girls just listening, especially in children, when children watch videos of people having intercourse, it messes with the development of your brain. Science says it shrinks your brain, and it has the same damage. It does the same damage as alcohol would do to the brain of a child. So it is a no-no. It is a no-no. If you find yourself having the thoughts or idea, or you've seen it before, it popped up on your system, you didn't tell anyone, or you have a classmate that keeps talking about it, talk to your mom. They can reach out to us and we can do something to help you. So we want you to always know that body smart girls, when they notice that they have a problem, they always go for the solutions. When you hide the problem, you can't solve it. That's one of the powers of choices that we have. And that tells us that, well, you must always make a choice that leads to your safety. So even when you find yourself struggling with something, make a decision that helps get you to safety. Princess Joy, please, can you post the schedule for the classes again? I want to know what time the 15 to 17-year-old class is built to begin. Okay, it's built to begin at 6, so no problem. So girls, body smart girls always follow where they will get solution. So speak up to your mom, speak up to your parents. We have an exciting program we're launching on Friday, I think. So we have a Friday session. Make sure you attend that Friday session. We're opening a support, system for girls, especially of your age, so that when you're struggling with anything or somebody's pressuring you to do anything wrong, you quickly go for help. You don't hide it. When you hide it, it grows. So I'd like to hear Princess Trina tell us what problem she has identified and one that she can do. People should not talk to me about pornography and solving it again. I want to hear other things. There's poverty, girls are being raped, different things. I want to hear all of that. So Trina, you have the floor. Unmute and share what you think you can do about it. Princess Trina Nkamubi, let me hear you. Princess Trina, is there a problem? So I'm asking you to unmute again. Try again. Let me see. Princess EVA, do you want to go as well?
Hello, my name is Princess Trina.
Please go ahead.
Point number 4 says 75% of Nigerian children age 14 and below are unable to read. So I think as a princess, to help those children out there, we should form a reading club in which we teach them how to read.
Fantastic, Princess.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. There was a noise outside of my place, so I had to fix that. Please, what did Princess Trina say? I missed that part. Sorry, please.
I said that point number 4, which says 75% of Nigerian children age 14 and below are unable to read. So I think that there should be a reading club which will be open on probably a day, and then a time should be set where those children who are unable to read should be taught how to read.
Fantastic. So now, Trina, let's think about it like this. What can Trina do to help them to read?
I can start a reading club to help them to learn how to read.
Fantastic. That's what I wanted to hear. So Trina can start something in her school neighborhood. She can work with mom and dad to plan something, or auntie or uncle, whosoever is around you, to say, look, if they say 75% of Nigerian children cannot read, I believe some of the children around us here in our neighborhood cannot read. We can start a reading program for them. Fantastic. Thank you so much. So over to you, Ivy. Thank you so much, Trina. That was excellent. Ivy, let's hear you.
So can you hear me?
Very well, very clearly.
So about the discrimination, and
Okay.
I like to write books. I could write books on the effects and the dangers of tribalism and discrimination
Religious
and
intolerance. Fantastic. Ivy, so I'm going to give you a deadline. When is your next birthday?
my next birthday,
Yes.
December.
Woo. So can we have a book that is available, even if it's online, by your next birthday?
I'm not sure.
What's making you not sure?
No, I don't
You
write
can do it.
fast.
You don't?
I don't write fast.
So I'm going to share with you something. There is an app called otter.ai. It's otter.ai, where you can literally talk, and the app will write the book, and all you need to do is clean it up. So now you don't need to write fast anymore. You just need to think about the things you want to share in the book and recite them and talk about it on the app. And there you go. You have a book on your next birthday. Girl, I'm telling you, your salt, your light, you can do this. And if you need any help, tell your mom to drag you for us to get it out. Sweetheart, you can do this, I promise you.
Okay.
So think about it this way. There are people whose lives are going to be changed because of that book you're going to write. If you never write it, they may never find someone who would speak and touch their heart the way you would. And for every person that we leave without educating them to change from the culture of tribalism, we put other people at risk. When people are tribalistic, they don't give opportunities to other people from other tribes. It leads to a lot of violence, and you have a key that you can stop it. There's a proportion of it that you can stop. That's how powerful you are, Ivy. There's a proportion of that number that you can stop. You hear me? You
Yes,
can do
ma'am.
something about it, yes. So I'm appealing to you to consider this, and the Holy Spirit is available to help you. You'll be shocked by what you can do in a little time with the time that you have. All right? So who else is there to share? Princess Divina Folabi, I'll take you, and then other girls, please. I'm opening the comment now so you can tell me what it is you can do so that we run very quickly to the last part of our sessions, all right? Thank you. So Divine, we can hear you, yeah?
I want to help in number 2 and number 3. So
Okay.
number 2 is that up to 20 million Nigerian children are out of school. Well,
Yeah.
since I'm not in Nigeria right now, I want to create an online group where me and my group of friends can teach some children in Nigeria. Like, for example, I love math and I can teach math. And like my other friends can teach English, can teach science, can teach all the subjects that they need. And the number 3 is kind of like when I grow up, I always thought I wanted to become a gynecologist, but after I've seen all these health problems, I think I want to become a pediatrician to help all these children which parents cannot provide health care.
Oh, fantastic. This is it. This is it. Somebody said, okay, these girls, you guys are blowing me up right here. I like this. I like this, Divine. And so I think you guys, so here's the thing. I think if you started a YouTube channel where you and your friends did some teachings and put it online, you could ask adults in Nigeria to help you download the videos and share it. They can play it on screens in the market for kids who are out of school, but they come to the market. And so you start learning how to be patient and start gradually and teach them gradually. So you and your friends can provide that content on YouTube and then appeal to people living in Nigeria to help you download it, put it in CDs and make it available to poor kids, because they will not be able to log in on the internet because they don't have data. So we have to find a way to get it to them offline. You get the idea. So I'm sure different organizations will be happy to partner with you to do this. So Divine, is this something we should expect from you? For real, for real? Hi, Divine. You can unmute, please. Please unmute and share. Tell me, should we hold you to this?
Well, I'll try to make it possible.
So let's talk with mom, dad, your guardians, whoever you're with, and say this is what you're thinking of, and let's see how they support you. One day at a time, even if it's just one lesson that you did on divisions or additions, it will go a long way, I assure you. Thank you so much, girls. So I'm looking at the chat now, and I see somebody says, because I love Black. Okay, so I'm saying, all right, so I'm saying, okay, so I saw somebody saying I don't live in Nigeria, and someone says, but you are Nigerian, so you can still help anyway. I like what you girls are doing here on the chat. I see someone says that they love to sing and encourage people who don't have really great voices. Fantastic. So girls, and one of the things that is coming out from this conversation is that you are more valuable than you can imagine. You're so valuable. You're so valuable. You're so valuable, right? So here's the thing. At this same time, there are other things happening around you, and I want us to pay attention to those ones as well. But I want you to always start with the idea that, look, I'm important to, my life matters. If I'm careless with myself, there are people whose lives are connected to the blessing that should come from me. So I want to talk to us about dating. And I want to take it slowly, but still fast enough. So here's where this slide starts. The conversation starts here where we bring back the fact that one of the things that God gave you was choices. And when Miss Joan, Princess Joan was sharing, she talked about how some of us avoid making choices because we want people to be friends with us. We avoid making choices because we feel that, well, if I made this kind of choice, you know, somebody will be angry with me. Or we say, if I don't say yes to them, I would have been doing something wrong, I'll be odd, or somebody will stop being my friend. Those are all flimsy decisions because you're more important than that. If someone doesn't want to be friends with you and it's not because you did something irresponsible to them, then guess what? It should be their loss, girls. It should be their loss. Somebody doesn't treat you with respect, their loss. Someone doesn't treat you with kindness, their loss. Someone's asking you to do something that could be potentially harmful to you. You must step back and ask yourself, should I keep this person as friends and risk my life? Or do I choose something that opposes my life and then lose this friendship? We must always know that nobody should make us choose between doing right and being friends with them. So regardless of how you feel, you must always think about safety and the well-being of others. Always ask yourself, where is this choice taking me? Is it taking me towards success or away from it? Why am I bringing this up while we're talking about dating? I have counseled loads of girls within your age range, between 12 and 14. I mean, it's such a norm that you should have a boyfriend. In fact, some people say you should have a boyfriend for the sake of it. You should date for the sake of it. And you get into a new school and some girls just walk up to you and say, have you had a boyfriend yet? They make it such a big deal. Miss Irene is saying, you are too important to the world to make dating as big a deal as that. I want to slow down a bit. You're going through puberty. You're going to start having crushes, but crushes do not mean that we're ready to date. Crushes do not mean that dating is the next outcome. Crushes mean that we're going through puberty. Our brain is making emotional connection to boys, but we should still be able to, in those moments, to ask ourselves, what is the most important thing for me to be focusing on now? What is the most important thing? You know, when I talked earlier, I said, we're launching something on Friday because we want to give you support system where when you feel pressure to date, you can, you come to that platform and we can rally support for you because we want you to constantly prioritize two things: schoolwork, how I can make a difference, Schoolwork, how I can make a difference. When you prioritize schoolwork and how you can make a difference, it leaves you no time to make the poor choices that come with, oh, I had a crush, I felt this way, he asked me out, I think he likes me. I mean, sometimes those are the outcome of not using our time properly. And so I'm going to share a funny video with you at the end, not so funny anyway, but I want to start out by addressing some of the things some of the lies that you're told in school by peers, that you're told by your cousins, that you're told by your neighbors, different people about teenage life and dating. And I want to see how we can correct some of them. So number one, I've heard teenagers say that it is a normal thing for every teenager to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. They say it is normal. If you have heard before that this is normal, I want you to leave me a chat. Let me know. So I like what I'm reading here. Someone said that every teenager, was she now? Oh God, why am I not seeing? All right, I'm coming. So if you've ever heard that, yes, so if you've ever heard that it is normal for every teenager to have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, that is normal. I'm seeing a lot of yeses, that they're hearing it's normal. So I want to tell you some things. All right. Number one, it is normal for teenagers who don't think through their choices, who are not responsible, to have a girlfriend or boyfriend. I mean, that's the outcome for not thinking through their choices. But it is not normal for teenagers who are visionary, who know they're important to God, they have an assignment in the world, they have some things to occupy themselves with, teenagers who are capable of thinking through their choices, teenagers who want to be honored and respected. For those kind of teenagers, it is not normal behavior to them. So at every point in time, girls, you have to decide which one you are. And some of the girls who say it's normal, which is really lame for any, right thinking teenager to say, they make you think that you're the one that is not smart. They make you think you're the one that is not cool. But the girls who can sit back and say, you know what? School priority, making a difference, number two. School, number one, making a difference, number two, will always have a totally different reality from people who make boyfriend and girlfriend the priority. They have a different set of results academically. They also have a different set of results even as they get older. So let me see what's happening in the comments. Looks like a lot of chat is. So therefore, it is not normal. It is not normal for right-thinking teenagers to get into a relationship. Yeah, some of my classmates, well, Dara, I don't know what you mean by doing well, because I can bet you that getting into relationships have something else that it does to them. It's burdensome, it comes with responsibilities, and I don't know what you define as doing well. I don't know what you define as doing well. Because do you know that there's a data that shows that girls who have boyfriends are 6 times more likely to commit suicide than girls who don't have boyfriends? So what do you mean by they're doing well? Some of the people doing well at school that are having good grades, it's not always that they did the honest thing during exams. So what do we call doing well? What do we call doing well? Are they really doing well? What about the low self-esteem? What about the trouble they get into, All right, so how do you advise your friend that has a boyfriend? I think you need to sit back and find out why she has a boyfriend. Why does she think she needs a boyfriend? Many girls think that when you have a boyfriend, it's what makes them feel beautiful and valued. And so we started today by telling you that, look, you're beautiful, you're valued. It's not boys that make you special. It's not what boys say that make you special. It's how God designed you. So you're not supposed to live off what boys say. You're not supposed to live off the compliments that boys give you, because boys, they don't even have a clue who you really are. Only God knows, how really special and important you are. And see, the thing is, when some of you start doing incredible things, you'll be amazed at what God has put inside of you. And dating can be such a huge distraction. So when you say they're doing good, the data doesn't show that they are. It doesn't matter how they show you, they don't tell you the risk that they go through. Even let me imagine that maybe there's a girl on the call saying, well, I have a boyfriend, I'm doing well. I say you're not really doing well, because I think you may not be using study time well. I think you may be having emotional drama. Sometimes you come to school, you saw him talking to another girl, and then that day you can't learn, your whole head is all over the place. You feel like, is he going to break up with you? You have fears, you have insecurity, and all of those things are sapping the time that could have been dedicated to schoolwork. I know that the pressure you feel is real, but I'm thinking, can we redirect the pressure? Can we do something else with the pressure? But the first place we need to start out, is to just let us know that it is not normal to have a girlfriend and a boyfriend. It is perfectly normal to be a teenager, have a crush, have boys that you like because you have a crush, but tell yourself this is not the time. And the priority would always be schoolwork and making a difference. So number 2, one of the lies you hear is that you can marry your crush. Have you heard that before? If you've heard that you can marry your crush, let me see. If you heard that you can marry your crush, let me see. I just want you to know that if you marry while it is true that you can marry your crush, it is not today you will marry him. You both have to become grown adults. You both have to define what you want out of life. You both have to look at each other and decide whether you want to be a part of each other's life. None of these decisions can you make holistically when you're 12 to 14. Actually, you can't even make the decision right when you're 21. All right? So it means that even if you can marry your crush, it is not today. It is not the way that he is now that will define it. It is the way that you become in the future. So it's always still best to just let it be. Excuse me. Some people also say that if you're not dating or boys are not asking you out, you're not beautiful enough. Who has heard that before? So someone said, I have a boyfriend, what should I do? The first thing I'm going to ask you is, what were the things that made you want to have a boyfriend? So for example, if what made you want to have a boyfriend was because you felt that it was a normal thing to do and it was abnormal not to have, you have to fix that. You have to start telling yourself, it's actually normal to not have a boyfriend. That will give you the strength to be able to tell the person, we're not doing this again. All right? It will give you the strength to tell the person, I don't need to be in this relationship. And even before you step back, ask yourself, what could it be costing me? Being in this relationship, what has it cost me? Have you gotten into trouble since this thing started? Do you feel like your grades are not what they used to be? Are you losing interest in school? Are you constantly daydreaming about him because it's taking out of your time for learning? So sit back and think about what price am I paying to have this boyfriend? What's the cost of doing this? And just step back and think about it like that. And then the other thing too that can help you is to sit down and say, look, the other things that you can sit back and say and ask yourself, where do I want to go to? The choice to have a boyfriend, will it lead me to that successful place or not? Will it lead me there? It's very normal to have a crush. So having a crush means you like someone, but having a crush is not the same thing as having a boyfriend or dating. All right? So it is not normal to have a boyfriend. It's not normal. It's not normal. I see Princess, somebody is sending me a direct message. I can't read it out. So you need to find a way to reach out to us and we talk, all right? So when girls say that their crush is their best friend, I want to ask, when you say your crush is your best friend, does he ask you to do things like giving him a peck? Do you daydream about him? Because having him as your best friend is not exactly a smart thing to do. What about two people that like each other but still put their priorities first and just stay close friends? Is it still wrong since guys are close, they're close and they like each other? I like the fact that they can sit down and say, we're not going to do anything wrong. We're going to be disciplined and all of that. But studies and our own experience as adults show that the longer you spend the longer you spend time together, the longer you spend time together, you're going to cancel the values that you started with. So even if this person is your close friend and you people have said we're not going to do anything wrong, I promise you, you won't know until you've done something you didn't think you would. So somebody says, I don't think dating really affects your health. It actually does. That's why girls that are dating are most likely to be depressed than girls that are not. So it really does. So if you say that dating doesn't affect your health, when you break up, will that affect you? So when you break up, will that affect you? So let me share this with you. When you have a crush on someone, it's designed to be temporary. So it means that after a while, you will both lose interest in yourself. And so what usually happens is that maybe the boy loses interest in you because he's come full circle on the crush, he loses interest in you and he likes someone else in your school. And then because girls sometimes can be really finicky, we are really not finicky, that's the word, you're really excited that he likes you, another girl is going to say yes to him. Are you going to be okay when that happens? Because the crush is supposed to be temporary. He's still going to leave you. He's still going to lose interest in you. He's still going to show interest in someone else. And sometimes it's you. So are you going to tell me that when that happens, it's no big deal to you? Because if it's no big deal to you, then you have evidence that it doesn't affect your health. But studies say it does. It affects your sleeping pattern. It affects your reading pattern. It affects how much time you're able to dedicate to studying. So many of us have heard that if you're not dating, you're not beautiful enough. Not true. Dating is a choice. Beautiful is something God made you. They're two different things entirely. Someone can be beautiful enough, but their priorities is on schoolwork and making a difference. So they don't have time to date. It doesn't take away the fact that they're beautiful. There are girls that boys cannot ask out because boys really respect them. Boys respect them. Boys know that they don't take trash. They don't talk irresponsible stuff with them. And so boys are not asking them out because those girls have a standard, honor and respect that they carry themselves. And I would like to see more and more girls saying, look, I want to be the kind of girls that boys are too afraid to ask out. And then finally, you may have also heard that everyone is doing this. People say everyone is doing this, so everybody's having a crush. But at least each and every one of us know one classmate that is not dating. If you know a classmate that is not dating anybody, so I see someone saying here, someone asked me that she has a serious crush on another girl. What should she do? So now I'm going to step back a bit and talk to you as children of God. Sometimes you have thoughts that are not exactly yours. So Satan can plant a seed of an idea inside of you and say, hey, I like the way that girl looks. It's a seed, it's a thought. If you think about it long enough, it starts to look at this is your idea. This is what you really want. But if every time the thought comes to mind, you tell yourself, this is not normal. This is not normal. This is not my thought. I'm not going to dishonor God in any way. Gradually, you'll find out that the thoughts will pass because you can take control of your thoughts. All right? So people practicing lesbianism in school, so that's another problem you want to solve. Do you want to help? Do you want to guide? But the bottom line, there's a thin line between helping and indulging. And the thin line should be that no matter how I support someone who shows same-sex attraction, I must never come to the point where I say it is not wrong. Because Bible says it is wrong, but God wants us to be able to pray for each other, support each other, help each other how the best we can so that people make wholesome decisions, all right? So the chat room is going crazy, but I had asked a question earlier that, do you know any girl who does not have a boyfriend? And everybody said a lot. So it means that when people tell you that everyone is dating, they're lying to you because everyone is not. I assure you, everyone is not. And so if everyone is not, so many girls are not. So many girls are not. So if many girls are not, right? If many girls are not, don't let anybody, deceive you. You know what we said earlier, power of choice. You said yes because you don't want to look like you're the only one that is not dating. You said yes because all your friends are dating and you don't want them to feel bad. Or you feel that if I don't date, I'm shaming them. If I don't date, it's like I'm judging them. That is you being a people pleaser. And God doesn't want us to be people pleasers. So I have a message in my DM. I want to step back, close the chat so that I can read it well and be able to answer. Fantastic. So somebody says, I just got a boyfriend recently. He says he loves me when we chat, and recently during his school program, he held my hand. All right? So I want you to know something. I'm going to say this, and it's truth. You can go and talk to your mothers about it. What boys call love and what girls call love is not the same thing. For example, girls become physically available to boys because they really want the boys to love them. So now he told you he loves you when you people chat. And recently during a school program, he held your hand. So you love the fact that he said something really nice to you and it warms your heart. And it's a woman thing. So you like that compliment. And so before you know it, if he said he'd like to kiss you, what you automatically think is that he already loves me. So what's the big deal about kissing him? But what you don't understand is that when a boy says he loves a girl, what he's talking about is her body most times. What he's talking about is her body, what it will feel like for him to be able to say, this is my girl, I can hug her, I can touch her, I can kiss her. And you know, when it is about your body, it is not real. So what happens is that when, remember, his crush, everything we're talking about is crushes. Boyfriend, girlfriend is the outcome of having crushes. So here's the thing, if he touches you, you allow him touch you, kisses you, and he feels like, oh, this is my territory, then the crush cycle ends and he's no longer as excited about you. When he moves to another girl, you're going to hate yourself. You're going to be disappointed in yourself. So what about we do what Somto asked here, which is, what if you have a male friend as a best friend? This is possible. This is normal. But the truth is, if you keep a male friend as your best friend and you like him secretly, you are in deception, self-deception. That's a choice you're making. You're not thinking through your choices. You're in deception. You like him, you're fond of him, and you're busy saying he's your best friend. It's not the same thing. But okay, here's the thing. Girls and boys can be paddies. They can be pals. They read together. They talk about different things. They're honest. They talk about stuff with each other. The same way you gist with your girlfriends, you can have boys that you gist with like that. But you have to be honest enough with yourself to say that no feelings within me. I don't have, I'm honest, it's just plain. I know girls who have classmates in school that are boys that are just their pals. Nothing else. There's nothing else is going on there. So I have a friend who has a boyfriend and I didn't really think their relationship was good. But anytime anyone tries to tell her that it's bad, she always gets angry. What should I do to help her? So slow down and think about patterns. What are patterns? Think about things she used to do before that were good for her that she no longer does. When girls start relationships, they change their behavior. And when you're in the right relationship, you don't need to change your behavior. Remember what I said about choice. We don't alter ourselves to suit people. But when girls get into a relationship, most of the time, especially when they're around your age and they're as young as you are, you start to change things to suit the person. So start to show her her own patterns. Also start to show her the boys' patterns and be patient with her. If this your friend has a low self-esteem, it's possible that she believes that the boy liking her makes her feel a little better about herself. So reassuring her that she's good enough with or without the boy is more useful than telling her to break up. So help her build her self-esteem. Look at the session tonight. We started out telling you how amazing you are, how brilliant you are. So if you were ever thinking that you're too chubby, you're not beautiful, so boys are not asking you because you're not beautiful, we fixed that. We fixed that because when we fix that, even if a random boy walked up to you in school and say, hey, gorgeous, you won't start, having your head in the cloud because, I already know that. So I want you girls on the call to get to a point where when a boy says you're beautiful, you say, I already know that. Thank you. I already know that. Because when we are drunk in all that's happening around us, we would never see our true potential. And two things show us our true potential: schoolwork and making a difference. Just think about those two things: schoolwork and making a difference. So I'm going to the next slide just before we wrap up. We have a small problem that we're going to solve together. So the things you need to know about dating and relationships. The teenage years are also the time that you determine what careers you should explore following your grades. So let me explain what this means. So let's say now you're in maybe you're in grade 10, grade 9, grade 10, or grade 8, which is you're in between JSS1 and SS1, right? You know that when you write Becher or checkpoint, your grades during that exam determines whether you're going to be a science or art student, which ultimately determines what kind of courses you read in the university. So what that means is that if you're dating right now and you wanted to be a medical doctor, Divine was saying she wants to be an OB-GYN or a pediatrician. So maybe she needs to really do well in science. And at this point, she starts to date, it takes up her time. She can't really read well and her grades start to drop. By the time she writes checkpoint or Becher, and then she's crossing over to SS1, she may not have not Divine now, for example, another girl. The girl may not have the result to do science in SS1. She has the intellect, but she made choices that didn't grow that intellect to provide her the grades. So at the end of the day, she's going to study something that wasn't really her first choice because she didn't make good use of the time she should have invested in her grades. So that's why I say that dating can wait, but school can wait. So many adults today studied courses because that's what they could do with the results they have. Now you have the opportunity to put in your very best because one day it's going to be the normal thing for you today. You're going to be able to date without sneaking around. The truth is, if you're sneaking around, it will dishonor you plenty. It will dishonor you in many ways. It will get you into trouble. So there's no need to sneak around. So I want to show you this video by Kevin Hart. I don't always endorse Kevin Hart because Kevin Hart can be, very crazy. But I think what he was saying here made a lot of sense. And I wanted to play it for the girls. I wanted to play for you guys. I hope this works. So Miss, so I'm going to stop sharing from here. Let me share from the Google link. There's a very interesting video here. I want us to see. Miss Joy, do you have the video on Google link for me? All right, she has already. Miss Joy, please, I'd like to see the Google link. Okay, sorry. I can't play the link, but Kevin Hart here shared a story where, what was his story? He talked about how he was preparing for SATs and they needed to go, some of his friends wanted to go and watch something. All right, open link. Let me see if we can open somewhere else. Fantastic. So let me see what I'm sharing now, all right? Can you all see the link?
I got a 585 on my SAT, confession.
Can everyone see what I'm sharing? All right, so everyone look now. Can you see a YouTube link? Let me open the chat room so I can hear you guys. Can you see the YouTube link? Let me see. So that I can start playing, all right? So let me see.
They give you 400 for putting your name on the paper. It's a true story.
Wow.
I guessed ABACADA. I did ABA. I got a 585 on my SAT, confessions. They give you 400 for putting your name on the paper. It's a true story.
Wow.
I guessed ABACADA. I did abacadabra all the way down. It's a true story. Swear to God. I didn't care because it was a class trip that same day. I wanted to go Great Adventure. At the moment, I said, damn. When I saw all my friends get their test scores back and they were ecstatic. 800s, 900s, 960s. Everybody's going to college. Felt like the biggest idiot in the fucking world. The biggest idiot in the fucking world. Because the same people that I went and rushed to go to Great Adventure with, they had taken the SAT the week before. I was the only dumbass that didn't prioritize and take care of my shit. So I'm the only one going to community college. Everybody else off to Villanova, Temple University, Drexel University. God damn. I just got left behind. Lesson learned. Any opportunity given should be taken serious from this point on. I don't look down on those moments. You take those moments, you make the best of them because they're life lessons. It's that simple.
All right, ladies, thank God I gave the disclaimer. So Kevin Hart doesn't always speak well, it doesn't sound.
We've helped millions of creators improve.
There's always something crazy about him, but I wanted to share that video. I wanted to share that video because what Kevin Hart was saying in that video was that he had the opportunity to go for an adventure on the same weekend that he was writing SATs. On the same weekend he was writing SATs, right? And guess what? He didn't realize that many of his classmates had already written their own SATs the previous week. That's like jam for people in Nigeria. That's like jam. So that weekend is like saying you went for a party when you're supposed to be reading. And so in the end, it was just one weekend action, but it affected the university that he could go afterwards. So the things you're doing today, they have long-term consequence. Long-term consequence. You decide to date today. I mean, I know girls when we were in secondary school, everything they did was about boys. But we are now grown. Many of them never went to university. I don't think they had the WAEC or the university grade to go to the university. Many of them really ended up really terribly. So I'm going to be wrapping up this class now, but I want us to read this story together and see what we can learn from it. So once upon a time, there was a young girl named Sarah who was really obsessed with her physical appearance. She would spend hours in front of the mirror, trying on different outfits, doing her hair, putting on makeup. Sarah believed that her beauty was the most important thing in the world and that without it, she was nothing. Sarah also constantly sought for attention from young boys in her school. She believed that their attention, admiration were the ultimate measure of her worth and beauty. She would do anything to please them and, make them notice her, often at the expense of her own well-being and self-respect. But Sarah's obsession with physical appearance blinded her to the other special things about her. Akin, an SS3 student, called her aside to ask her out. That was like the happiest day of her life. She immediately agreed to date him, knowing fully well that he was one of the most notorious boys in school. Akin made Sarah worship the ground he walked on, and he felt like she was lucky to date him. As the best basketball player in school, he would demand that Sarah form a cheerleader group for him and his team. Sarah would write his notes and even hold his bag and water can while he plays basketball. Sarah felt privileged doing all of this and will even brag about it to other girls. Months passed by, and Akin will soon make Sarah steal money from her parents and bring to school for him. The few times she refused, he beat her up. He was a senior student, so he had the privilege to beat junior students and would beat her for every little reason if she disobeyed him. A few weeks later, Sarah's parents came to report Sarah to the school authority because they found out that Sarah was pregnant. The principal was shocked at the news and called for Akin after Sarah confessed. Akin felt no remorse and would not apologize to Sarah or the school authority. The school had no option to expel them both. So I'm going to stop here. Think about this story. When we come back tomorrow, you're going to start out by telling me, what if Sarah was your friend, what would you have told her? I like the way somebody said, what? If Sarah was your friend, what would you have told her? That's what that's where we're starting tomorrow. Somebody says, run away. Run away to where? What would you have told her before? Please, Ma, please, can we get the slides? So if you watch the replay, you will see the slides. She should run away from him, not to date him. So let's get ready for tomorrow. We're going to have an open mic. Everyone is going to talk. What should Sarah have done before dating him? When she found out that she was already dating him and it was violent? And then what next? What should she have done? And so as you're listening to Sarah's story tonight, I want you to know that you're not different from Sarah. You can make the same mistakes that Sarah made. The people that you're arguing with us about, the people you're telling me, I have a boyfriend, it's not affecting my schoolwork, it could end up for you the way it ended up with Sarah. So let's come tomorrow and talk openly about what we can do to prevent things like this from happening. So we're supposed to do an affirmation. Auntie Ngozi, please take on the affirmation for us. Our affirmation is on page 9. I'm going to step back for Auntie Ngozi now to take us on the affirmation so that we close. Yes, somebody says, please respond. Should I break up? Yes, please break up. We're creating a WhatsApp community for you girls so that we can talk about it at length. All right. So the bootcamp is just the starting up. We're going to do a lot of things with you girls. All right. So Auntie Ngozi, over to you. You have the floor. Princess Ngozi, are you there?
Yeah, can I have the slides for the affirmation, please?
It's actually, okay, let me share with you. It's actually going to be on the, what do I call it? On the workbook. It's not on the slides. So let me stop sharing this and then I'll share the affirmation, the page now. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right, so I'm going to the page now. Let me just share it so that even girls that don't have the workbooks can use it as well. Holy Spirit. So I'm about sharing it now so that we can run. The way I use my time on this bootcamp, I'm just enjoying the chat with the girls. So it's loading now, it's going to come on. So I'm going all the way to page 9 now. I'm going all the way to page 9. All right, so that's our affirmation, all right? And Ngozi, please take us. Please, Ngozi, take us on the affirmations. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Affirmation of the day, my princesses. Where you say, God made. Insert your name, please. Like my name is Princess Ngozi, and I'll say, God made.
Okay, please, unmute yourself again. I was trying to give the girls permission to unmute. So please unmute yourself.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me, princesses?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Made us, God gave us the
Where they say you
God gave us God gave us
can you hear? I'm going to start my name. Start
temperament.
your name down.
Made us
God gave her a life
God gave us
God made us.
God made me.
God made us.
God gave me the
Gave
gift of
her the gift of
God made me special.
me talent.
God made us.
God
God
made
gave me
God made me special.
God made her
Made special.
made me
God made the gift of church.
God
God
gave
gave
me
me talent. God gave me intellect. God gave me temperament. God made me
sharp.
God made me.
Gave
God made me special. God made me.
God
God made
gave
me.
me talent.
God gave me
Gave me
talent.
gave me talent. Gave
And God made me beautiful.
thank you.
You stay so. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I am your mother.
Stop.
You listen.
All right, so thank you.
Well,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mom.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.